So as some of you may know, actress Shannen Doherty passed away, and she was known for a lot of things, but I knew her specifically from Charmed. And like the thumbnail photo, she, in the promotional photo shoots for the first season of Charmed, wore a velvet purple dress. And I am going to make a dress that looks like that out of this oversized t-shirt made out of purple velvet that I had sewn by hand that didn't quite work, because as you can see the neckline is a little weird. I could not get the neckline how I wanted to get it, and the sleeves are a little bit bulky around the seams because I sew with French seams, which, although helps a garment last longer, can make it very bulky. So we are going to attempt to make this into Shannen Doherty's Charmed dress out of tribute, but also because I already wanted to do that, but I wanted to wait to buy a late 1990s dress pattern that looked like that dress to use. So I'm just going to do this by turning this shirt into a dress without any sort of pattern and just see what happens. So wish me luck. So I put it on me and then I pinned along where I want the purple fabric to end around the bust. That second pin right above it is where I'm actually going to cut for stuff like seam allowance, but that's also a marker for how thick the black trim around it is going to be, because you can see in the thumbnail photo that the dress that Shannen, as the character Prue, wore had both on the top of the dress, and you can't see it in the thumbnail, but on the bottom there is sheer black fabric that is acting as a trim. So there's the marker for that, and those two pins at the side there are roughly for where I want these straps to sit. And I also did leave a pin marker on the back for how far up I want the back of the dress to come up to, and I forgot to do a second pin above it to mark for the trim, but that is okay. Now that I have those general markers for the dress, I think what I will have to do is seam rip the short sleeves off so that I can know how much I need to bring the sides in, because it's very boxy, because again, this project originally was supposed to be an oversized t-shirt, and because it's boxy, that's not going to work for a dress, so I do have to bring it in a little more so towards the top to make it tapered. So the next clip should be when I've figured out that part. So this black fabric is what I am going to use as the trim, because I don't have any sheer black fabric that is, you know, plain with no design. So what I think I want to do is make the trim wide enough that you can see that they're flowers. At least where the trim is on the top, I might have it be thinner on the bottom of the dress. But yeah, so that is the black fabric, and I did use some parchment paper up against the dress that is on the dress form, which dress form is just the sewing mannequin, and I put it against the middle of the mannequin and drew for the front where it will rise up a little bit in the chest area, and I marked where the strap will go. So for the straps of the dress, I did have some spare black fabric that was velvet left over from another project, but I don't know where that scrap is, and I don't know if it's enough to make the straps. So I think I might just use the excess of what I cut off from the main dress. So the straps won't be black, they'll be purple, but I've already deviated a little bit from the dress's original design, so that doesn't bother me that much. Just showing quickly here, I had cut out that parchment where I had traced over for the bust and then flipped it over and traced it onto another piece and then taped them so that where I was measuring for the trim for the bust would be completely correct on both sides, like even, I mean, even is what I mean by correct. So that is the equivalent of a actual pattern piece that I have. Again, I didn't do this with a pattern. I'm actually filming this clip after finishing the dress because I kind of forgot to film in between some of the steps, but I will take you through all of that in the next clip anyway. Alright, so I did finish the dress. I used that piece of parchment, as I said, to measure out the bust here. There's a little bit of puckering going on in the front here that I will have to fix at some other time, but for now I'm gonna leave it alone because I would like this project to be done for now. You'll notice the straps are black after all. I ended up having the idea of taking a layer of the purple velvet and then a layer of the black lace over top as the sleeves. And I like how that turned out. And the trim is on the very bottom. It's less thick in terms of like how wide it is on the bottom, just because you're not going to look at the bottom that much. And in the original photo of the dress worn by Shannen, the straps attach just here. They don't extend all the way down to the main fabric, but this thin fabric wouldn't be enough to hold up the dress, so if I attached the straps here, I would be asking for it to come apart, and I don't want that to happen. So that is just how I sewed it in order for it to be structurally sound, and I will show you the back as well. The lace sits a little bit funny, but that's fine. So yeah, this is another hand sewing project, which does not surprise my regular viewers because I like to do things by hand. And I know I haven't actually talked that much about Shannen throughout this video, so I'm going to take the opportunity now to just say that I really admire her, how hard that she fought with her cancer, but also the fact that she fought hard to continue working and doing her different acting jobs while she was doing her treatments, and you know, that takes a lot of strength. And I can't remember exactly what I heard, but there was something about like the actors union that she was part of cut off her health insurance or something like that, and it's so horrifying to hear about things like that because just, you know, nobody deserves to have that happen, but I just want to say that Shannen fought really hard, and she always carried herself, from what I could see, with a lot of dignity and grace. And to me, like, it was sad that her character on Charmed died and only lasted 3 seasons, but she left the show because she was sticking to her integrity, and that she didn't like where the direction was going. And I love the fact that she went as far as to direct the last episode that she was in, because it was sort of like exiting her way and choosing to leave her way, and I admire that. And I do appreciate the fact that her relationship with all of her co-stars from that show did improve over time, because it would have been more sad if she had passed and there was still vitriol there. So I'm glad that, as far as I know, there doesn't seem to have been any more. So rest in peace, Shannen. I don't know what else to say other than I do wish that I had checked out more of what she had acted in. And this happens a lot with actors, where I want to check out more of their works and I procrastinate and they pass away and then I feel bad. So I hope that you guys like how the dress turned out. And I know it does kind of look like a nightgown, but that's okay. I don't mind, and it is more flowy than her version, but that's okay, because that just means that it's extra comfy. So thank you for watching. Stay charmed, and I'll see you all next time.